Let's get to this. Another day, another chance, another way, another dance. Today, I'll be discussing to you all about lesson five. And in lesson five, what I'll be doing is we'll be going over handling incoming data. So that's what we'll be going over in lesson five. Lesson five. So we'll be handling data, right? So what happens in right? So in your this code, we'll have a server object that has a callback function, request resolution, which runs every time a request is made to the server. With your server running, if you visit localhost 3000 in your browser and refresh the page, that callback function is run twice, once on every refresh. In other words, upon receiving a request, the server passes a request and response object to a function where you can run your code. Another way to write the code for the server shown in listing 5.1. Server fires the code in a callback function when the request event. uh, So that's what happens, man. So when a user visits your application's web page, the code within the braces runs. Then the server prepares a response by assigning a response code 200 and defines the type of content in the response as HTML. Last, the server sends the HTML content within the parentheses, simultaneously closes the connection with the client. So that's what happens. So yeah, let's get through this. Let's run through this code. So obviously we enabled a strict mode, which helps common JavaScript errors, enforces clear syntax, and prevents the use of undeclared variables. Define the port number where the server will listen for requests. Alright, so let me wait for my debugger to come on actually. Let me wait for it to come on. Constant port equals 3000. Import the built-in HTTP module to create an HTTP server. Const HTTP equals require HTTP. Import the HTTP status codes module for readable HTTP status constants. HTTP status. So that's what happens. Right. So as you can see here, these are the different required paths. Yada yada yada. This and that. Extensions, main, resolve, cache, the caller arguments. That's what it is, man. And then you got your concept app equals http.create server. Create an HTTP server instance, but don't define the request handler yet. Define a helper function that converts a JavaScript object into a formatted JSON string. JSON stringify objective null two pretty prints with two spaces for readability. Conjugate a JSON string equals object equals to or greater than. Return JSON the stringify object null true. So that's what happens. And then attach an event listener for the request event. And then this function runs every time the server requests a new HTTP request. So that's what it is. App.onRequest request bracket res equal to or greater than. Create an empty body array to hold incoming chunks of request body data. Let body equals empty square brackets start the server and make it listen and find port 3000 app.listen port, then log a confirmation message to indicate the server is running. Got the log the server has started and is listening on port number 3000, which is port. So obviously you're referring to a variable. Obviously we're using a variable port and we bring it over to a string literal, which is the server started and is listening on port number 3000, which is port. This variable here. So I mean that's what we've got here, man. That's what we've got. That's yeah. So that's what happens, man. So as you can see here, we've got our headers, cache control, everything, man. So yeah. So this is just a client chunk A, chunk B, chunk C. The data is submitted, multiple manageable chunks in your server. Client may receive data back in response to the post request. Server connects the data to the original form in response to the client. The server receives each chunk of data as a buffer object. The chunks need to be stitched together. So that's what happens, man. I mean, so that's what happens. And then, like spoken about in my last video, in order for me to get my package.json for my dependencies, what I do is I do npm initial. Must, okay, and then npm initial. Obviously, I got everything is okay. Yes, 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 yada yada, and then package.json will be installed. Right. Whereas package.log.json. So package.json saves my dependencies. Package-log.json. What that does is saves my modules, the modules that I have here. Like so, all the modules that I have here. So my node modules, HTTP, status codes, my builds, everything like just like listen for, you know, it just saves my node modules, and then my node modules get loaded. They actually get exported from online. So the node modules just exports all of my modules from my node library. So that's what it does. Then as you can see, this will show on screen. This is the server command. So that's the thing that's seeing you there, man. So this is showing on screen. So that's happened. So your method URL header is host localhost 3000 connection keep alive, right? So that's your first header. All right, so this is your header, your get method, request body contents, then request body contents. So those are the three heads, right? Like the three stages that you're gonna be making use of. Those are the three stages that we've got, man. Right? Stages that we've got, and then simple routing. Same thing with simple routing. Package.json npm initial, right? Npm initial, do that npm. npm initial. It's okay, yes. All right. So obviously package.json, like you said before, stores our dependencies. Package.lot.json stores our node modules like HTTP. As you can see, my node module is here, whereas for package.json, it's not there. Just my dependencies. Then package.json, right? It just stores HTTP status codes. And then, yeah, my node modules, my module gets exported from online via node, and then hence you got node modules here. Do then yeah, that's what we have, man. Then yeah, that's what you have, you know. So that's stuff that you've got. And then for node.main.js, for simple routing, simple same thing here, except we got rerouting, as an option. So rerouting is the sense in which you're able to change your route while you're still within the same server that you've logged into, but within that server you're able to reroute your route or reroute where you are, in regards to like your routes and stuff. You're able to reroute using use strict mode, then concept route response map, find an object, a simple route that links specific URL paths to an HTML response. Each key is a URL route. Okay, so let me debug this. Let me debug this actually. So I'll debug this. So concept route response map. Define an object simple route map that links specific URL paths to an HTML response. Each key is a URL route and each values the HTML contents to send back. And then define the port number where the server will listen. Concept port equals 1000. Import Node.js is built in HTTP module to create a HTTP server. Constant HTTP equals require HTTP. Then import the HTTP status codes module for readable HTTP status names. Okay, equals to 100, 200. Constant HTTP status equals require HTTP status codes. Import the HTTP status codes module for readable HTTP status names. Okay, 200. Create the HTTP server. Constant HTTP HTTP. Create server. Is write head. And the type. Click on the if else statement, which checks if the requested URL exists in the route response map object. If route response map requests that URL, if it exists, wait 2 seconds before sending the response. Similarly, a delay, server processing, or networking latency set timeout resolution at end route response map request that URL that 2000, else if the requested route does not exist, send the default welcome message. Reset end welcome. Start the server and make it listen on the defined port 2000 app.listen port, and then log a confirmation message to indicate the server is up and running. Console log the server has started and it's running on port 2000 port. So that's what happens. Let's get it and let's go. Huh? So that's what happens, man. And then once that's done, you got this. Welcome. Service.end is welcome. So that's the resulting end, requested end, right? And then obviously just to show the rerouting, we're gonna do info. Info page, you got that. Contact, you got contact there. Contact us. About, what does do there, man? About, learn more about us. As you can see here, we're just using different URLs here, man. Using the same HTTP, this it's the same that links to define object simple route map. So this is pretty much a route response map, right? This is pretty much using the same route map, that links specific URL paths to HTML responses. So let's go here. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Obviously, uh, as you can see, that URL, goes straight immediately to my email. And then error, sorry, the page you're looking for is not here. Response for that page. Sorry, the page you're looking for is not here. So that's what happens. And then, yeah. So that's rerouting. Thank you very much, Navigator, for staying through this video. Until next time, take care, bless, and thank you.